So are you looking for an easy way to hatch out your fry? Do you breed fish? Well, in today's video, I'm going to show you my own personal setup for my DIY fry system. Alright guys, let's go ahead and dive in and let me show you how I built this, and we'll go ahead and start now. Alright guys, here's the pump I use. It has a small little adjustment to it. The tubing I use is just from one of my old siphon tubes. It literally fit over the input just perfectly. Right here I put a piece of Rodi tubing inside the hose for my attachment for the T-valve. It wouldn't fit into the hose because it's too big, so I made it work. So I put two zip ties to hold it. Here is the tubing. It's rigid and it fits and stays in there perfectly, unlike regular airline tubing, which doesn't. It's very flexible, so it wouldn't have worked with the zip ties. Alright, next here's the T-valve that goes into the top where the Rodi tubing is at. It splits the water inlets into two. Alright, here we got the end pieces that connect to the Rodi tubing coming off the T-valve. They are called shark bite fittings, and it is where the water will exit into the tubs. Right here is the Rodi tubing that comes off the T-valve that goes into each tub, and one is long, one is short for the distance between them. Alright, these are some of the tubing that I cut that can attach to the shark bite fittings. That way the water is not splashing on the surface and it can just go directly into the tote itself and not have to worry about splashback. Alright, here we're going to grab the T-fitting and the pump, and we're going to take the T-fitting and put it just into that Rodi tubing right there. It will go in perfectly and it fits snugly into the hole. And this is what divides your water into the two separate ports going into the two separate containers. Alright, this is where we're going to connect the Rodi tubing to the T-valve. It fits on there snugly and won't pop off when the water pressure is going through it. We go ahead and put both of them on there, and you'll see why one is longer than the other when I show you the actual system itself up and running. Alright, this is where we're going to connect the shark bite fitting to the end of the Rodi tubing. It will just snap into place once you push it in there, and it will not come back off unless you push that gray clip back in. So it's a snug fit and it won't pop off with the water. Alright, here we're going to go ahead and set the pump in the system into the water, and then I'm going to show you these trays and what I did to design them. Alright, here's the size of the container you're going to need that fits perfectly in the 20-gallon long like I have. And here's the dimensions. Feel free to pause it. Alright, here I added two holes and another one on the other side for overflow. Alright, so I cut a hole for the sponge for the water to exit when it fills up so it doesn't overflow in the bin. And this is the sponge that I use. It's literally just the sponge from a Fluval 110 filter. And it fits snugly into the hole, as I'll show you here, and it allows water to flow out and not fill up. And if it does so happen to get clogged for that reason, I put those emergency drain holes in. So here's it operational again, but I added those two tubings so that way you can see where it goes directly in. There's no splashback. And here's what I was talking about with that clamp. That way it holds it up and it's not just laying in the water. So, oh look, here's all the fry that are in this tray at the moment, living happy lives. Alright, so we have one more clamp to add, and that is just back here by the tube, and that is just for support. And you're just going to want to put the tubing through this zip tie here like I did if you want to, and it just, if anything were to happen, it just keeps the tube sturdy and it's not going to fall or anything like that. So here I am putting it in, and yeah, this is the setup I came up with, and it works fantastic. Alright, here's it all set up. This basically is just a pass-through system. The water comes into the tub, fills the tub, goes through the sponge, and goes back into the tank. So as the water goes through, it's basically giving the fry new and fresh water. So, and then the old water will exit through the sponge, go down, be filtered again, and the cycle continues. It's a very good and efficient way to keep your fry happy and healthy. Alright guys, that's all the time we have for today. Thank you for watching the video. It's much appreciated. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. And comment down below if you built this or if you built something similar to this. I would like to see your guys' projects. Thank you. Until the next one, peace out.